To effectively lose weight, you're going to need to change the way you think about yourself and also the way you think about the world. But before we start that video, guys, you need to go down to Aldi and try this new protein pudding. It's got 20 grams of protein, it's like a pound, and it tastes fucking nice. I bet this will help you lose some weight. On to the point of the actual video. Basically, the world is a lot harder when you think of the world as hard. Put it like this, there is no difference between you playing a video game and putting tons and tons of hours into that and you studying for something for tons and tons of hours. In both cases, you might be learning a lot, you might be putting a lot of hours into the craft itself, and also you might be doing monotonous actions that you don't necessarily want to do. But the difference is actually your mentality and the way you think around these. See, with a video game, you usually think of it as a fun activity. You don't think of it as hard in the sense that it's something that you don't want to do. You think of it as a challenge, and a positive challenge. It's not a chore, it's an adventure. And see, as long as you take that perception of things, for example, out of the gym, instead of seeing it as a chore that you have to do to lose weight, see it as an opportunity for you to bench out more, or maybe go down there and see if you can maybe max out more on the cardio equipment. See it as a challenge for yourself and a little game that you can play. If you can put yourself in the mind frame that actually life is a little game that you're playing and you're trying to level up your score on things, as opposed to you seeing these as chores that you have to do, it's much better to look at things from a positive aspect. So for example, grab your friends when you're going down to the gym and legitimately try and create a competition between you and them. So I actually do this very often. I grab my friends and let's say I'm going to go down to the bench and I try and hit my max rep on my max set and they go to theirs and we're sort of neck and neck, and maybe even they're a bit higher than me, so I have to push myself a bit harder. It's making things more interesting for you and making sure that you push yourself further. And you can apply this to everything. I do it with my girlfriend all the time when we're having our diets. For example, for when we need to lose weight, I'll eat my calories and I'll ask her, hey, how many calories have you had so far? And sometimes at the end of the day, we'll sort of tease each other because we're sort of having a mini competition between ourselves to see who can lose the weight. You probably actually look at a diet as a chore and you see it as something that's quite hard. And like I said, this is all just a mental construction. There's no reason you should be any different to anybody else. You could definitely lose the weight and stay with the weight loss, but you need to recognize that it's not that hard. And there's no reason to beat yourself up about it either. It's just the way that you've been, and you can change that now. Aside from that, aside from the mental aspect of going to the gym and seeing things as a video game, obviously you should apply the basic principles too, like eating low-calorie dense foods with high amounts of protein so you can keep your muscles and stuff like that. And just make sure that you're not overeating and not binge eating. Be conscientious, even maybe track your calories. It's a really good thing to do. MyFitnessPal, very common app that people are using nowadays to track their calories. And as long as you stick to these basic principles, you should be able to lose weight. You need to recognize that you're in control of your weight, and then it becomes a lot easier. So to wrap this video up, it's meant to be encouraging. As long as you look at things from a positive aspect, things become a lot easier. Anxiety and excitement actually feel exactly the same. They're just a different perspective of the same thing. And provided you can allow yourself and train yourself to feel that way and think in the positive mind frame, things become a lot smoother and a lot easier to sustain because it doesn't feel like you're torturing yourself anymore. Anyway, I'll wrap this video up on that, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.